Wonder where your money goes after you get paid? Interesting question, isn't it? Have you really sat down to think about where your money goes after you get paid? Like, a lot of people just get paid and they get their bills paid, right? And then guess what? Most of the time, they don't have any money left over to spend, invest, or indulge into whatever they want. Hey guys, it's your favorite personal development educator, Jennifer. Okay, I help you to understand life from a better perspective. Okay, so today we're talking about money, all things money, even though we might mention a lot of things and it may seem like, well, you're not even talking about money, but we're talking about the shmoney. Okay, so I literally just give you what I have from experience, what I've learned, and what works. And if one thing can work for somebody, it can work for somebody. Maybe not, maybe yes, but what I've seen the rules are is it pertainly works. So welcome guys to my YouTube channel. I have a podcast as well where I'll be uploading my videos. You can go ahead and check that out. Okay, so subscribe to the channel and make sure you do me, okay, the support and the favor to subscribe so you can get more information. So I was this person where I got my paycheck on Fridays and I was like, okay, so I paid the bills, right? We got to pay the rent, we got to pay the light, we got to pay the food bill, the list bill, every other bill, the phone bill, the insurance. Like, we got a lot of things to pay, okay? And if you got kids, the school, their after school program and all that beautiful stuff. So a lot of people don't really understand how to manage their money. And if you actually want to save money, you're like, Jennifer, but I can't save because I have nothing left over. I have to pay my bills. Here's the hard truth and the hard reality. There are a lot of strategies and ways and things that you can do to save money or invest. But one of the biggest and most productive ways that I've found is you have to change the game. So instead of paying your bills first, whenever you get paid, you need to save money first. You have to actually go by a rule. So you have to save, let's just say 10% of your money or whatever it is that you know you want to invest. You have to get that and you have to save it before you can actually make your payments, whether it's your rent. Well, but I don't have enough. Listen, you will never, I can confirm that to you, you will never, ever really have enough. These are just rules that you have to play. And the secret is, you have to make investing, at least you have to make that investment a bill. So you have to train your mind to say, well, I'm going to make my investment a bill. Hopefully this is making sense. Y'all taking notes? Leave a little heart, comment, like, let me know what you think about this. Do you think it's right? How do you feel about that? I've tested it to when I receive my paycheck, whether it's 500, 1,000, 10,000, 20, but it doesn't matter what the amount is. Whenever you take, let's say 10% of that $100 and you save that towards your investment, you can think about it as, okay, I'm paying my bills for the future, right? And not only for the future, for now, because if you actually wait until you just magically have a few cents left over after you done paid everything, you're really not going to have anything left over. And also, like, for people who are not working, because I understand that maybe some people can't work, maybe some people, I don't know, whatever your excuse is. For those people now, it's a mindset thing, right? So your mindset has to shift, and you have to understand that in order for you to receive anything, whether it's money or anything in life, you have to plant seeds. You have to service people, whether it's through a job, whether it's through your business, whether it's through servicing them with favors. Listen, you have to serve people in order to receive something in return. And in reality, even when we actually serve people, we're supposed to be really doing it from a place of, I'm doing this because I genuinely want to help my human being, fellow mate, but not a bit. No, I get it. I get it. No, I mean, things like that, like, Jennifer, we're not that kind-hearted, or, you know what I'm saying, like, we need the shmoney, we need the bag. Okay, I get it. I understand. Okay, that's a part of the process. I want you to think about money when you were a child, because a lot of it comes from your childhood. How was your money managed? And I'm serious. Like, I'm going to slow down here because I really want you to think about it. How was money managed in your household as a child? Like, did your parents spend it recklessly? Did they earn and just paid bills? Did you see them struggle? Did you have a single mother? Maybe you had mother and father, but they were always fighting about money. Maybe they got separated. Maybe they got divorced. I mean, like, what is your remembrance? Like, think about it. In my household I didn't have a lack because my mother was a single mother and she always provided. She was a provider. So I never lacked for anything. But then I realized that I had a problem. I never asked for anything because I never lacked anything. And so that is a huge problem. So what happens when you have a problem in your money system? Some people are good at giving. They're master givers, but they're terrible receivers. So then you wonder why you don't have any money because you don't like to receive, right? I had this problem, like, not so deep, but but I had it. And how do you fix it, right? You have to work on it. And here's the part: people just don't like to work on it. I'm gonna be honest. People don't like to get up early. They don't like to take the time to work on their defects or whatever their problems. They don't. People just, they lazy. Y'all lazy. I'm sorry. Like, we lazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we don't have somebody to help us or whatever, but you gotta push through it. You gotta push and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Okay, you gotta keep going, because we already know that, listen, that winners never quit, right? Winners never quit, and quitters never win. So you gotta, like, put your mindset, like, okay, if I'm a great giver, I can give all day long. I can give to people when it comes to money or services or whatever you can give. But when it comes to receiving, you're a terrible receiver. Somebody tips you $5, $10, $100. Oh no, I can't take that. I can't do that. Oh no, it's okay. You're doing a favor for somebody and they try to give you something and you can't even receive it. Man, listen, you gotta receive with grace, right? It says ask and you shall receive, right? If you seek, you shall find. If you're seeking to help somebody, they want to genuinely give to you, right? I used to be like, no, it's okay. Man, listen. Somebody once told me, they grabbed my hand and when they slowed me down. I was like, they're like, don't you ever stop your blessing, because that's what you're doing. You're stopping your own blessings. You're asking God for stuff, but you're not receiving it when he gives it to you, when he brings it to you. What? I was like, what? Okay. Man, like that. I hope somebody right now, I know somebody's being impacted by this, like, because I can feel that. Wow. Right? So now, some people are great receivers. Okay, they can receive all day. They can sit down and be like, gimme, 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 gimme. And then they're not great givers. So you have to have a balance for yourself. Only you know yourself. You have to be a student of yourself, because I've been on both ends where I'm too much of a giver, too much of a receiver. I'm still working. I can't lie. I can't lie to you guys, right? But I've been too much of something where I had to balance it out, right? Because if not, this comes to mind that people abuse you, people use you, and it's okay, because you know what? One time I was like, you know what? If I cannot be used, then I'm useless, right? So I need to be useful. So it's nothing wrong with being used, right? For your gifts and your talents, but you have to set a boundary. You have to set a limit. You have to know your limits, okay? Because if not, people will step all over you. It's like if you tell somebody, here, do you want $1 million? You think they're going to just give me $2. No, your values, they're doing the same thing. You're like, here's me, and they're gonna take all of you. They're gonna take everything. They're gonna take your money, your clothes, everything. Like, you're a donation center. And they just coming in and taking, because that's how you show up. That's how you perceive yourself to be, right? If you guys have any questions for me, let me know down in the comment section. Like this video, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and follow me for more information. So when it comes to, again, pertaining the circle of money, there's also another component where I think what's wrong with this thing? Anyway, there's another component where it's a missing link. And I had this breakthrough and I'm sharing it with you. Okay? I'm sharing this with you and it's really the sauce that at least I know I'm missing. When you look back in your childhood to see how you experienced money when you were a kid, whether you were 5, 6, 7 years old, you are going to start to see and realize the money patterns, the money habits. And I need you to close your eyes and just think about it. What did my mom say about money? What did dad say about money? What did my sisters or brothers, like, what was my experience with it? I remember going to the bank and I love counting money. And I was like, I used to love counting money. When I was a little girl, like my mom used to send money because I wasn't like, I was in Honduras, for those who know me, for like a few minutes, okay? For a few minutes for like 11 years. And when I was there, my mother used to send money. And my sister and I, we used to go to the bank to collect the money, okay? And we used to collect this money. And I used to be like, hey, can I count it? Can I count it? And fair enough, I counted it. And it's so crazy how years later, I literally realized, like, I was a bank teller. Like, I worked at the bank for like 3 years, not like literally, right? And I used to love counting money. And it's like, you have to connect the dots and pause this video right here, seriously, and take the time to think about what was said around you with money. Like, for example, we didn't, like I said, we didn't have to ask for money because it was always there. It was provided. We had an allowance, right? We got an allowance. No, we weren't spoiled. We had to do homework and chores, and we got paid to do things, which is a good thing because it showed us that if we work, we can receive income, money, a reward for what we do, which is why I'm such a good student. Listen, I'm blessed and highly favored, and I'm thankful. It's not about me. It's about you and breaking your limiting patterns. That's why I just don't want you to sit here and listen to me talk. This is a breakthrough transformational moment for as much as for you as for me, but as for you, you really need to like listen to what they said about money. That's how you're gonna figure out, okay, take the good, take the bad, and then there is something you have to unlock. I'm gonna be creating something for you guys, so reach out to me, let me know, okay? There is a part of your money game that you have to unlock to be able to move on to the next level, okay? So that for me, because I think it's for a lot of people too, is the asking part. Even though I'm a great asker, but it's like you have to ask for the sale. A lot of people are scared to ask for the sale, and not only that, they're scared to ask for help. A lot of us are scared to ask for support. So if you guys want to support me, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, seriously, for real. And make sure you subscribe and like it and share it and all that beautiful stuff, right? Because if you find it, if you like anything you see, if the content is valuable, I definitely would love your support, right? And I began to practice this because at the beginning it was very hard. Like when I say hard, like it was so hard I couldn't even I couldn't talk. I was like, But if you don't use it, you lose it. So most of the time we might remember things as we go doing them or listening to positive audios. Another thing that I can tell you, or tips, tricks about money, if you want money, study money. How does it work? Read books about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just pretend that you're gonna sit here and listen to this and automatically you're gonna become like a millionaire or something. You know, no. Like there's all types of levels to it, and you have to know what you want, because if you genuinely know what you want, you're going to get it, you're going to receive it. And most of us, AI, myself, we have to really learn to be patient in this process of personal development. Okay, you have to really be patient with yourself and take yourself through the hard, the boring, like, oh my God, I gotta learn this and sit here and listen to this girl and sit here and listen to this webinar. But if you understand what you want, you can receive it. And the faster you actually pay attention to your awareness of where you are in life with money, the faster it's going to come to you. And it's not only enough to say, I want money, because I've been there many times and it didn't work. The first thing you got to do is establish a foundation. And sometimes we hear this over and over and over, and we get tired of hearing it. We don't even understand how it works anymore, because we've been so accustomed to hearing the positivity that we forget to actually just take action on the simple things, right? So the number one thing you have to do is set a goal. Set a goal. Pick a number. Because if you don't, you won't even know where you're landing, where you're shooting. When you're going in the process, you're going to get stressed, depressed, anxious, stressed, confused. You're going to quit and you're going to give up, right? So you have to set a target. Just like how when you put, obviously, an address on your GPS system, it's, you know where you're going because you put in an address. It's the same with your income. You have to know, blessings. You have to know, right, how much you want. Hey, $1,000. I want to be able to save $10,000 by the end of the year. Set it, and not only set it, take every time you get money. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Anything doesn't matter. Listen, you could be behind on your rent. If you get money from your job or whatever, if you get, I don't know, $100, take $10 and you put that away. And you just forget about it, right? You again, 10%, you save it and you save it. Some people don't, they don't, like I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Like, a lot of people just don't want to do the work. Okay? Like, some people they don't want to do nothing, okay? So then they complain about their situation. But don't be those type of people that complain about your situation, but you don't want to do anything about it. How do you expect it to change? How do you expect things to change if you do not change? You have to take action. You have to do the work. You have to take the steps in order to achieve that which you desire. Sending love from Dubai. Much love. Hey, take care. Blessings. So yes, guys. Another thing that I want to say is, you have to journal about it. I'm going to repeat a lot of things from my videos because it is proven, and it is the fact that if you actually write things out, more than likely you will remember them and you will be able to actually take action. So let's just say you have a list of things to do for tomorrow. If you write them down, 9 times out of 10, you're going to accomplish way more than if you don't write them. Let's just say if you can accomplish 1, if you write them down, you'll accomplish maybe 5. Literally, like, that's how much your potential increases. You guys have to be students of life. Like, you have to be a student of life, right? You have to start to reflect and say, man, this is not working out for me. Like, I'm not making enough money. But you don't want to learn sales. You know what I mean? Life is all about sales. It doesn't matter what you're doing or what you're in. Right? Life is all about sales, how you promote yourself, how you move in the marketplace, and who knows you, right? It's really who knows you and how do you promote yourself and sell yourself. Jennifer, that's a lot. I don't feel like doing it. It's too much for me. I can't do it. If you can't do it, somebody else is going to do it. Make sure that when it comes to your money, you have to get known in your marketplace for who you are and what you do. And it's okay, like, for example, for me, a lot of people know me from different companies because I've been in different things, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because now I can actually navigate in my one area of expertise. And for such a long time, I did so many different things that I was starting to question myself, like, what's going on? Am I doing this whole shiny object syndrome, right? From one company to the next, I'll probably be 1 year here, 2 years there, 3 years here, 4 or 5 years. But it gave me the experience to now be able to work for a company that needs people like me. I was like, okay, so you have to like appreciate the fact that you also have done stuff in the past and use it for your advantage, right? So don't be scared when people tell you, oh, you're doing too much, you know, you're here and there and everywhere. Okay, so what? So what? Like, so the world really needs people like me or more people like us to like speak the truth and say there's nothing wrong with doing two things, three things. Because if you don't know what you want and you just stick to that one thing, when you're 65 years old, you is not gonna be able to do every other thing that you wanted to do at the age of 25 or 45 or whatever, you know. So you have to actually experience and do things that you think you want to do to be able to build your profession. A lot of people can tell you that they started doing other things when they were young. It's a lie. Don't believe people that say, oh, I only did one thing. No, they didn't. Okay, Les Brown, okay, Tony Robbins, all these people, they cleaned floors, they had regular jobs, they opened businesses, they sold CDs on the street, and they failed. And then they succeeded and failed, and they did different things. They were speakers, they were coaches, they did everything, okay? So sometimes we have to really shut our mind off of these exterior voices and get back to the foundational place of like doing what it is that I desire to do, and bringing out your purpose from within you and express it out to the world. Seriously, like we have to get back to like the basics. Not following people, but leading in our own zone. And it's okay. Listen, one thing I want to break down when it comes to money, because everything I'm talking about has to do fundamentally with money. Number one, you got to study yourself. You have to know who you are and what you're willing to do and what you're really not willing to do. And who you are also has to do with like, okay, this is who I am, but this is what I want to do. And this is where the gap meets the bridge, right? Or however you want to say that. But here's the thing. What you're good at, but what you want to do is opposite. Let's just say you're an employee and you want to become an independent contractor. You want to become a boss. I'm talking from experience. You have to understand that if you just quit your job and you've always been an employee all your life and you go and you become a CEO, you open your LLC, whatever, your 1099, your W-2, you whatever you want to call it. If you actually go and become a independent contractor or you open your own business, you must understand, okay, Jennifer, I know I have to get up early or I have to do things on my own and I have to run my business and sell. Well, you know what? Go ahead and do it, right? And then you'll find out. But if you want to save yourself some headache, you have to swallow your pride, okay? You really have to swallow your pride and you have to like let go of your ego. And you have to be real with yourself. And number one, say, I accept where I am. I am an employee. I've been employed for X amount of years, 10, 15 years, 7, 5 years, whatever. I no longer desire to be an employee. I desire to be my own boss. You can do both. Transitioning. I had a very hard time transitioning. Okay, it was very, very hard for me. Even though I felt like I was successful because I did everything I wanted to do, but it was very hard, okay? And I did one for a long time, and then I did another, and then I did both. And the transitional is better when you do one, and then even if it's a little bit a day, an hour a day, 30 minutes a day, transition from one thing to the next thing slowly, so that you can build your patterns up there, right? So if you want to become a CEO, perfect example you can start with. Most CEOs, most business owners, they get up early. It's just the truth. They really, like, even though they make a lot of money, like I'm talking about 6, 7 figures, these people get up early before everybody else. While you sleeping over there at 8 a.m., okay, 9 a.m. you still sleeping. 10 is you still sleeping. Listen, no shade to nobody, because I've been there, done that, right? But if you over there sleeping, you gotta start practicing. Like, okay, if my boss is at the office before me and I clock in at 10, let me get up and start getting up at the time they get up, which is at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. sometimes, 5, 6 a.m., whatever. But most of the time it's 4 and 5 a.m., right? If you're a nighttime person, because some people work overnight or whatever, that's a different story, right? Like your life is discombobulated at this point. I don't know, because my ex-husband did this whole night stuff one time, and I was like, that ain't gonna work for me or you, or if not, be gone, right? Okay, so no, we need to rise with the birds. So start developing skills when you're an employee. Start developing skills that CEOs and business owners have. If you cannot get yourself out of bed and get motivated to do what a CEO it does, listen, I'm laughing because I can remember my pains and my experiences in life with this. The struggle is real, okay? I love, because I used to love sleeping. I mean, I do, but listen. If you don't like to do any of that, listen, it's better that you just stay at your job, okay? And I'm not trying to say to like, don't push yourself. Like, my thing is push yourself. Like, if you gotta quit your job, quit it, right? But you have to know what you're getting yourself into. Like, these people in management, it's big. Matter of fact, that's what you have to do. If you want to make more money, if you want to become your own boss and become a CEO, climb the ladder. You know, if you've been an employee for a while, maybe let's say 1, 2, 3 years, whatever, from 1 to 5 years, and they're like, wow, this person shows up, they come to work on time, you know, they know what they're doing. Ask for management, right? Ask for management position. When I was much younger, I didn't want to hear that. I was like, let me get to the bag. Like, let me get, like, shut up, like, move out of the way. Like, let me just get to the end result. It's all a process. It's all a process. I wish I could like go back and play this video for myself and be like, girl, it's all a process. You gotta listen, stop. If you jump, like you try to go in the hurdles and jump over the little, you know, the little hurdles, okay, track and field. If you jump over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good. But if you try to jump from 1 to 7, you go surely bust, yo. Okay. I have to laugh because woo, Jesus Christ, keep us near the cross. Listen, you're gonna bust yourself. Okay, now listen, it's a process. You gotta go step 1, step 2, 3, 4, 5 in business and anything in life. And if you want to learn to become your own boss, or if you want to be your own boss in whatever area, construction, hair, beauty, makeup, freelancer, social media, you have to take the steps to get there. So you can start with getting experience under your belt and becoming a manager, right? And becoming a manager and starting in management, which I did for a long time and all over South Florida, right? For those who know me. And I love managing, you know, I love management. And I love teamwork, right? So you have to get out and at least exercise those skills and be like, you know what? I don't like telling people what to do. I don't like managing nobody. These people are irresponsible. How do you think it's going to be when you become a CEO? Remember, you're going to be the boss of your own company. And in order to scale, here's what people don't tell you. When you actually transition, like in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, when you transition from what we call a employee to a self-employed person, because you're really not opening no business. The world make you think you opening a business. You're just opening another job for yourself. When you have a business, you have to have employees. Like, it could be 1 employee or 2, 5 employees or more, 10, but usually big companies are like 5 to 10 employees, or Fortune 100 or Fortune 500 companies. That's when you are a CEO. And then the other quadrant is an investor, right? Which we started off talking in this video. But when you go from employee to self-employed, really what you're doing is you're giving yourself the permission to learn all the roles. And once you start doing your business, you're going to understand. Look and remember your job, that there's different sections, and that's why they have different people to do different activities. They have somebody for accounting, right, who does the money, the shmoney. They take care of all the numbers. You're going to have to take care of all your numbers. Where are you going to get your customers? They have somebody else for customer service, don't they? They have somebody else to take out or produce inventory, ship out inventory. You're going to have to do that. Or if you have a digital product, you're going to still have to do that, right? And look at all the roles that we have to play inside of here, right? Then you still have to be the promoter of your own business. So I'm not trying to scare you, right? Matter of fact, I want you to launch yourself to success and throw yourself at it, but be logical in the same sense. Okay, don't only be a dreamer, but be both dream and logical. Be realistic. Okay, because some people just they let you go and you fly, and then you hit yourself in the face, and then you learn to sit down and go step by step, right? Because if you really skip steps, you're gonna be propelled. Like if you go from level 1 to 7, you're gonna have to come back. I don't care what you say, you're going to have to come back. You cannot skip the grades. You will not be able to. Like, you understand that from grade 1 to grade 7, you have to continuously go through those different mathematical adding and subtracting and multiplying and dividing, division and algebra and all this other stuff, right? You have to go through the steps, because if you without one, you don't have the other. So I know that it sounds like a lot, and it is, but it's beautiful, because with time, no matter how slow or fast you go, you will develop this self-confidence and this self-worth in yourself to know that I did it, right? Go all in. A lot of people don't want to sacrifice. Listen, if you don't sacrifice for what you want, whatever you want becomes the sacrifice. I'm telling you, if you don't sacrifice right now for your children, for your parents, for your dog, for your cat, if you don't sacrifice going to work or getting up and finding a job or a business or doing something you for your health, let's just say you have small children and you have to get healthy. If you don't sacrifice getting up early to go work out, your children will become the sacrifice, because then they're gonna have to take care of you when you can't even walk or anything, like, so and it's gonna be hard on them, right? So we have to really know who we are. I mean, I used to hear this all the time, and even just hearing myself say it, it's like, I remember when I was like younger and I used to hear these people like, know yourself. Like, what does that mean? Know myself. The only way you can really know yourself, and I'll give you the answer, is doing. Doing, and doing. If you don't know who you are in a relationship, you gotta date people, so that when they ask you questions, you have to be conscious about it, though. Like, you really have to be aware of what you're thinking. Like, you gotta be conscious, and if that person asks you, where are you from, and you're like, what do you want to know? Or like, maybe you'll say, oh, I'm from Jamaica or whatever, and then they're like, oh, where do you live? And you're like, that's too much information. So right there, you're getting to know yourself, right? You're like, you have a wall up, right? You could answer that question differently. You have to get to know who you are, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. And the only way to do that is not by thinking about it, is not by writing it down. Well, I think I would like this, and I think I'm like that. No. You have to go and experience life. You have to get into a relationship to know what it's like. You have to date different people, if that's what you want. If you don't want to date, then that's fine. You can be, celibate, or how do you say it? No sé, soltera, soltero, whatever, single for the rest of your life if you want. But in order for you to know who like how you deal with money, you gotta go get money, right? Figure it out. Call somebody and ask for support. Hey, mama, I need help. I need your support. I don't know how to do this. Listen. And if they don't know how to do it, call up a friend. Hey, girl, do you know anybody who knows about money? Like, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to start my business. And everything in life is worth it. Whatever you want to pay. A lot of people don't want to pay the price. There is a price that must be paid. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't want to pay the price. Not like money-wise. Like, money, I don't care. I'll invest into myself. But I didn't want to pay the price of, like, getting up early. Even though I used to do that for like 5 years straight, I loved like doing it, but it was like a whole year, and so I was like, right? I didn't want to do that sacrifice. I didn't want to do, like, a lot of us don't want to do certain sacrifice, like maybe getting up early, eating more healthier, stop eating junk food, stop spending, stop over shopping and over giving, because over giving is also bad. And like, too much of anything is bad. And I learned that, and I thought, like, oh my God, but I'm such a good person and I'm so nice. No, what you is sorry to say, but you just dumb, stupid, and naive. You don't have any sensory factories of awareness. What you are is ignorant to the fact that too much of anything is not good for you. Right? And unfortunately, they don't teach us this in school. We have to create our own world and know our own balance. We have to experiment getting slapped in the face by different people, friends, situations, and places to know, okay, I see how it is. Okay, I see how this goes. And then the action is whether you choose to block or whether you choose to allow. And so if bad or good things are happening to you, you have to examine your life and say, is that person good for me? No. And then the next step is being bold enough to take action and actually doing something about it. Slowly letting go. Slowly, less conversations. Like, seriously, this all has to do with your money. It all has to do with your money, your paradigm, how you were brought up. If you know you were brought up seeing your parents work and now you want to be an independent contractor, but all you saw were employees and you're struggling in your business, well, maybe you should get an employment again and just try it part-time while you work on your business, and your business will elevate and elevate and elevate and elevate to the point where you will have enough money that you don't need the employment, but the employment can be the fuel to help you to get to where you desire to go. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I didn't want to do it. I really didn't want to do that. I was like, I don't want to do that. But you know what? I had like 5 jobs at one time. How'd I do it? I don't know, but I did it, right? I had like 2 jobs at once, 3 jobs, and I was full-time. Like, I was going ham. Like, from 5 a.m. I was up till like 3 a.m. I got 2 hours of sleep most of the time, and I was back on my feet. But that is, again, too much of anything is bad, because when after like 5 months, I fell into this deep, it wasn't depression. It was more like, I got burnt out. That's the word, right? Burnt out. And that's not good either, right? So knowing how to have a balance, right? Relationships are crucial when it comes to your money, because you become the 5 people you hang around. I'm serious. Take your friends, take every single one of your closest friend right now, go to your phone, go to your contact, and see how much money is mama making, how much money is daddy making, how much money is my auntie making, and my 2 best friends. Whatever they're making, you divide their income by 5. That's how much money you're making. What? Yes. When somebody told me that, I was like, what? So you mean to tell me Uncle Joe making $2, my mama making like 100,000 a year, let's say. Let's say my friend making 50,000, the other friend making 12,000, the other friend making 10,000. I have a millionaire friend or whatever, somewhere along the line. So you're telling me that I'm divide this by 5 and I'm making like 50K, 60K, or 100K, depending on how much money is they're making? What? No, I gotta get some new friends, right? I gotta get some new friends. And this is so true. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I've had the 5 friends. I divided it. It was true back like 10, 15 years ago. And I was like, what? No way. It's so true. And then the 5 years that came around, and not only 5 years, but the 5 people, I switched my environment. And guess what? It was true too. My money increased. And then I decreased my circle because of, whatever, and life. And I did the whole 5 thing again. I'm like, your family members can also be a reason why, and the reason why your money ain't right. And I'm not saying it's their fault. We have to take full responsibility for our lives, right? But yeah, if you hanging around mama too much and mama ain't got $2 and she been broke, then you should be hanging around some friends who got some dollars, if that's what you're looking for. Because in today's society, people think it's about money. That is the last thing at least rich, wealthy, successful people think about. That's the last thing we think about, okay? Like, yes, who's got my money? Yes, budgeting. Yes, saving. Yes, investing. It's like money is always there. But the worrying about it is not, because we kind of figured it out. But the people who didn't figure it out, who haven't figured out their money game, who haven't unlocked that part. Maybe you're like, Jennifer, I am making money, right? A lot of people you are making a lot of money, but you don't manage it right, and it goes slipping away. You need to find a management system. The longer you keep, I'm too busy and I'm working, well, I'm sorry, you guys know I talk to you like this because it's the truth. If you cannot find a system or the time to fix it, who's gonna fix it for you? Don't complain about your situation. Do something about it. Reach out for help. As much as it may hurt you in your heart and your spirit and your soul, do it. I'm so happy and grateful now that I walk to and through my fears so that I can achieve my goals and live my dreams. Yes, fear is real. But guess what is real? Faith. And you can do it. You know what fear stands for? False evidence appearing real. It's something that is in your mind, imagination, that's not even real. Why are you over there making that negative thought that is not even like a physical, tangible thing in your reality? Whenever you put fear like this and you put fear around money, you actually bring it into your reality, because we are what we think about. So what are you thinking about? Scared money don't make money. And I'm going to leave y'all with that. Peace. Jen gots to go. It's been a plump, pleasant pleasure. Whatever. Make sure you guys go ahead and support me on my YouTube channel. Por favor. Okay. Merci. Thank you. Arigato. Okay. Shia. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I really hope that this is of value to you. And if it was on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and share it if you liked anything you heard, okay? Y'all have a blessed day. I love y'all. Peace. Oh, I don't know what I did here, but okay.